Welcome to That's Good Sports. I am Brandon. If you can look away from this photo of Jay Cutler, you're a stronger man than me. I stared at this picture for a good 10 minutes, waiting for the secrets of life to be revealed to me. Those secrets never came. Now, the NFL trade deadline is approaching. The Cowboys are cleaning house. They sent Griffen to the red-hot Detroit Lions. If the Lions ever win 2 games in a row, you have to call them red hot per the NFL collective bargaining agreement. My favorite QB, Tom Brady, got busted spreading fake news, which we will now forever call Tompaganda. Earlier this week, I gave you the Dallas Tabasco Cowboys, now Tompaganda. And yet, I still don't have 1 million subscribers. Another hot name on the trading block, Patriots corner Stephon Gilmore, which makes sense knowing this is the current state Bill Belichick is in. Gardner Minshew broke his thumb, and we've got some moderately juicy NFL news to make fun of today. So why don't you go ahead and have intercourse with that sub button and finger me a thumbs up. That's how the kids say it, right? Fuck. Whew. That's good sports. And if you're looking for our weekly predictions episode, that is available only on Patreon for all $5 and above patrons. I do have big dick Patreon shoutouts for Kim Hewitt, Nick Thilgis, aka Joey Fatballs, Ovardar the Obtuse, Emperor of the Zyphaltron Empire in the Virgo Supercluster. Brandon, I feel no sympathy for the New England Patriots sucking now, Perna. I don't. And Pope Gregory Trivium III. Thank you, Pope. Patreon.com/thatsgoodsports. That's how you keep the lights on here in my basement. I'll be honest. Honesty's good. I did not believe the Stephon Gilmore trade rumors at first. Bill Belichick really values his secondary. It's why he calls it the first-dairy. Then we learned Gilmore put his house up for sale. The last guy to do that and leave the Patriots with more football left in the tank? Tom Brady. Gilmore is like 30, so that's 60 in cornerback years, and Gilmore has not been playing well this season compared to Jonathan Jones and the best cornerback on the team, Jesus Christ Jackson. My only wish in this scenario is that dumpster diving Bill trades Stephon Gilmore to an NFC team contending to beat the Buccaneers. Now, Jags quarterback Gardner Minshew fractured and sprained a ligament in his thumb. Apparently he did this on October 11th and just told the team this week. Now the Jags are on a bye and this injury could sideline Gardner when they return to play the Texans. I believe Gardner is the type of guy who would hide an injury so he can keep playing. They don't call professional gardeners green thumbs because they're fucking honest. It's because they break their thumbs a lot. Julian Edelman, who still plays football, will miss some time with a knee injury. The Patriots had to say it was a knee injury because learning to play with a broken heart is not acceptable in the NFL. Show me one person on earth who misses his best friend more than Julian. Now, when the LA Dodgers clinched the World Series in Game 6, something really weird happened. One of their best players, Justin Turner, was pulled in the 8th inning when the MLB learned that he had tested positive for COVID. The Dodgers won an inning later, then Turner came back onto the field knowing he was positive to celebrate with his teammates and to hug all of them in addition. Now, it made me wonder though, which NFL player would do something similar? Fortunately, I did not have to rack my brain for long. It's definitely Mr. Fake-Ass News himself, Tom Brady, who would knowingly kiss some COVID particles into the mouths of his teammates and family. That's right, Lion Tom Brady got fact-checked for pushing false information on his Instagram account. He made a post that claimed death by suicide has outpaced COVID-19 deaths in the last 2 months. Only Tom Brady can ruin a headline for me that had the words Tom Brady and suicide in it. Here's why Brady is clever, though. You don't build a snake oil empire without learning a few tricks along the way, especially in the dark art of persuasive deception. Tompaganda was intentionally trying to downplay the coronavirus while also disguising it as a public service announcement about treating people with kindness. This is what he wrote on his Insta story. More suicide deaths than coronavirus deaths the last 2 months. So wash your hands and wear your masks, but don't forget to be nice to people and look after yourself. Now, this pandemic has been hard on a lot of people and their psyches, especially those not worth hundreds of millions of dollars like Tom Brady. But Brady can push false narratives very easily with how his fans idolize him. If you don't believe me, just look at how many TB12 cookbooks he sold. It's the second most dangerous cookbook behind the Anarchists one. So I do agree with Tom. Be nice to people. Now more than ever, we need to just be nice to each other. But don't fucking listen to Tompaganda. Taking medical advice from Tom Brady leads to more deaths in America than not wearing seatbelts, while Melvin Gordon is your chauffeur. Now, there is a huge football game this weekend between the 6-0 Steelers and the 5-1 Ravens. And I want to point out just how shitty Jerry Jones is, because he has a chokehold on Roger Goodell's balls. And we will be forced to watch an atrocious matchup between the Eagles and Cowboys on Sunday night with star QB Ben DiNucci instead of the Steelers and Ravens game, which is the best game this weekend between two very good football teams. Wait, is this part of a new programming lineup at NBC? Introducing fall's hottest new comedy, we present NFC East Prime Time. Do you like long-winded questions that don't make any sense and immediately get shit on by other reporters? Then Sunday night NBC is for you.
Given the trend of slow starts, is that something that you take a look at, seeing whether or not you tweak how you structure the practice week, or is that something that's off the table?
God. Someone didn't like the question, huh?
I think it was that bad.
I just wanted that wasn't me. So, Jesus.
Nothing will have you rolling more than watching these four Kramers stumble their way through a football game. Don't worry, for all of you drama lovers out there, since it is the NFC East, there's always a chance for a horrific injury in addition to all the laughs you can experience this Hallows Eve weekend. Tune in to NBC Sunday Night's Primetime.
Just had some Tabasco on my finger and it went in my eye. That wasn't good.
Jesus.
Aditi Kinkabwala tweeted, "The Ravens are 5-1 for the third time in history. The previous 2 times, they won the Super Bowl. The Steelers are 6-0 for the second time in history. The previous time, they won the Super Bowl. How the NFL does not see this as a primetime game baffles my already mushy brain. Then again, if this turns into a 14-3 defensive slugfest, I will pretend like I never suggested that this game get flexed." According to Adam Chefdog, Tampa Bay, the site of Super Bowl 55, will allow 20% capacity at Raymond James Stadium. That equals out to about 13,000 people in the stands. I'm not sure how many are allowed in the pirate ship, but I bet that lookout tower is the best seat in the house. The all 22 nerds would kill for that view, just like how pirates used to kill nerds for fun. Now, Schefter also noted if makeup games are played with an extra week, like a week 18, that they would remove the Super Bowl bye week and keep the scheduled date for the Super Bowl at this point. Everson Griffen, who Dallas signed back in August, was traded to the Detroit Lions for a conditional 6th-round draft pick and a lifetime supply of Tabasco. It's almost like the Vikings just did this exact same thing with Yannick Ngakoue. Teams are basically buying late-round draft picks with edge rushers now. The Lions, unlike the Cowboys and Vikings, are winning games, and at 500 have decided to be one of the few teams, like the Chiefs and Buccaneers and try to make their team better right now. Now, Detroit definitely needs help rushing the passer. Just 8 sacks this season, which is 3rd worst in the league. Griffen only has 2.5 sacks right now, but he was playing on the worst defense in the NFL, so I expect those numbers to rise. Griffen showed all other players exactly how you enter a new city and excite the fan base you're joining with one of the greatest tweets I've ever fucking seen. He said, "Our journey continues to the great city of Detroit. To the Detroit fans, y'all are getting a motherfucking dog ready to eat. Woof woof! At Lions, thank you for blessing my family with another opportunity to be great. I can't fucking wait to see y'all tomorrow. Yeah, yeah, yeah! Oh, that's gotta make you love him." It doesn't matter what he does after this. Lions fans will be on his side forever. In life, the best thing you can do is manage other people's expectations of you by making them love you so much they don't care if you let them down. Bravo, Everson. He's back in the NFC North and will have his first start against the Minnesota Vikings, his former team. Speaking of the Lions, why don't you check out the band The Relevant Elephants, a band based out of Boston that hates the Patriots, and at least one member, Zach Hankins, is a big Lions fan. Finally got your shout out, Relevant Elephants. Now, a reason the Lions may be on the rise, ball security. They have yet to put the ball on the ground this season. From Justin Rogers and the Detroit News, the Lions became the first team in NFL history to not fumble in their first 6 games. That is 504 total touches, 0 balls on the ground. They're basically the NFL's version of the Italian castrato. Those balls are never gonna drop. Dallas also released Dontari Poe and corner Daryl Worley. Somehow they've decided to give up despite being very much in the running for the NFC East, which really only requires fielding 11 players on each side of the ball and being able to ruin 5 or 6 primetime games a year. Now, Poe was released because of his weight. Which, liberal army, stand up and do your thing. It is time to cancel that body-shaming son of a bitch, Jerry Jones. If you can't be a fat nose tackle in the NFL on the worst defense on earth, then I don't want to be alive. Cancel Jerry. Cancel Jerry. The Bengals traded defensive end Carlos Dunlap to the Seattle Seahawks, who, like the Lions, need some help rushing the passer. Dunlap has played less and less the past 3 weeks, and only has 1 sack this year. This is his 11th season, and now the question is, how productive will Dunlap be on a new team? A reason he could help Seattle, a reason other than just not being in Cincinnati, is that Dunlap had a very good 2019 with 10 sacks and 51 QB pressures. Those 10 sacks are tied for second in terms of his career bests. So now if Seattle can make a move for Stephon Gilmore, get Jamal Adams back in their secondary, maybe their defense can help that high-scoring offense in some close games. Perna! I did it! I made my middle name the entire episode like you have been begging for in the comments. You're welcome. And I did it on my birthday. The very same day my mom gave me that long middle name. That's how I fish for you to say happy birthday in the comments. Thanks for watching another episode of That's Good Sports. Please check out this video on the screen. It is a classic episode that is randomly selected by YouTube, but you should watch it. YouTube likes it if you stay on my channel.